Portal. Current events. Portal talk language. Watch view source. Worldwide current events. Sports events. Recent deaths. Entry views by week list. Today's most viewed articles. Topics in the news. Virat Kohli in Myanmar. An explosion at Atong National Liberation Army base leaves 43 people dead. In 2020 cricket, the Indian Premier League concludes with Royal Challengers Bengaluru defeating Gujarat Titans in the final. Player of the match Virat Kohli pictured. Following the collapse of Epicacillin coalition, Andris Kulbergs is appointed Prime Minister of Latvia. Pope Leo XIV issues his first encyclical, Magnificat Humanitas, which expresses concerns about artificial intelligence. Ongoing. Central Africa Ebola epidemic. Iran war. Lebanon war. Russo-Ukrainian war timeline. Sudanese civil war timeline. Recent deaths. Arnold Whitall Paris Stalon Abdrabba Mansour Hadi Raymond Barry Leah Shaikh and Alec Penstone nominated article June 5th, 2026 Friday. Edifice Story Watch June 4th, 2026 Thursday. Edifice Story Watch Armed conflicts and attacks. Middle Eastern crisis 2026 Iran war 2025 to 2026 Iran United States negotiations. 2026 Iran war ceasefire. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps General Ismail Qani says that the ceasefire between Iran and the United States depends on the ceasefire in Lebanon, and that there will be no peace in the region until Israel fully withdraws beyond the internationally recognized border of Lebanon. Al Jazeera NPR 2026 Lebanon war 2026 Israel-Lebanon ceasefire. Secretary General of Hezbollah Naim Qassem rejects a ceasefire without an Israeli withdrawal, saying that Hezbollah will fight as long as the occupation and attacks continue, and refuses disarmament. Al Jazeera. French President Emmanuel Macron says that France and the US plan to establish a ceasefire coordination mechanism, and calls on Hezbollah to give up its weapons to the Lebanese military. Al Jazeera. At least 4 people are killed by Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon in the Bekaa Valley. An Israeli Armored Corps officer is killed in southern Lebanon. A Serbian soldier is killed and 2 others are wounded after the artillery shelling of a UNIFIL base near Marjayan in southern Lebanon. RT acute. Gaza war. The Israeli military says that the Israeli Air Force and Israeli Navy have conducted strikes in the Gaza Strip, killing 4 Hamas officials and 9 Palestinian civilians, in violation of the current ceasefire. Times of Israel. Somali civil war. Constitutional crisis in Somalia. Controversies of Hassan Sheikh Mohammed's clashes in Mogadishu that started yesterday continue. Former Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khair accuses de facto President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed of ordering a targeted military assault to eliminate opposition, while Defense Minister Ahmed Molen Fiti accuses both former President Sharif Sheikh Ahmed and Khair of orchestrating a coup attempt to destabilize Somalia. Gera Online. The New York Times. Sudanese Civil War 2026 Blue Nile Campaign. The 4th Infantry Division of the Sudanese Armed Forces says that the army has repelled a major attack by the Rapid Support Forces and SPLMN on the town of Al Barka in the Blue Nile region in Sudan. Sudan Tribune. Business and Economy. The Indonesian rupiah falls to its lowest recorded level against the United States dollar, reaching Rp 18,028 per $1 amid rising energy costs and increased demand for foreign currency despite central bank intervention. AFP via France 24. Disasters and accidents. At least 4 people are killed and over 13 others are injured in a fire at a private hospital in Muzaffarpur district, Bihar, India. NDTV International Relations. China-New Zealand relations. New Zealand-Taiwan relations. China imposes travel bans on New Zealand MPs Ingrid Leary, Laura McClure, Simon O'Connor, and Duncan Webb following a visit to Taiwan, prompting New Zealand's foreign ministry to reaffirm the country's one China policy. AFP via UK News. Law and Crime. Attempts to overturn the 2020 United States presidential election. The Office of Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays says that it will seek new indictments against fake electors involved in attempting to overturn the 2020 U.S. presidential election in the state following a denial of an appeal by Mays that would require prosecutors to send the case back to the grand jury. The Hill. Politics and elections. 2026 Colombian presidential election. A court in Bogotá, Colombia, orders presidential candidate Abelardo Dolores Primo to stop using Colombia's national football jersey as a campaign symbol following a legal challenge filed during the country's presidential runoff campaign. AFP via RFI Science and Technology. North Korea and weapons of mass destruction. North Korea unveils a new facility plant that would inspect nuclear weapons and produce nuclear weapon materials. AP Sports. 2026 WTA Tour 2026 French Open in tennis. Maya Smolinska becomes the second qualifier to reach a major final, and the first at the French Open, after defeating Diana Schneider in the women's singles semifinals. Ranked number 114, she is also the lowest ranked finalist at the tournament. The Athletic. India Today.